Hello, this is Kenny Williamson, and welcome back to another episode of Melchizedek Chronicles. In today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about this phenomenon that's going on over here in New Jersey with the drones. Now, I don't know if this has made, worldwide news. I don't know if it's on, the fake news on TV yet, but it's all over the internet, and it's the main guys over there in New Jersey, and other people have come forward, and of course there's hundreds and hundreds of videos. And if you don't know what this is, more or less over in New Jersey, for the last couple of weeks, there has been these drones, very large drones flying around, and these drones have supposedly come up out of the ocean, like 50 at a time, and flown into New Jersey. The police have been trying to find them and who's doing it. And if the police send up their drones, with some kind of a signature that can see heat and all that, they can't even find them. They can't see them. So supposedly, if a civilian sends up a small drone, like one you can buy, and they try to intercept or look at these drones, their batteries immediately go dead and the thing just falls out of the sky. So somebody, somewhere, somehow, some way is sticking these things in the air. The government says they don't know who it is, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. Well, I've been following the story, and I believe this has to do with a fake alien invasion, which is going to be something designed to cover up the rapture of the saints of the church. I think we're getting really, really close to the last days based on, what we can see, what's happening with our administration and what they're wanting to do. And, it sounds great, like with Trump in and everything, and he's going to get all these wars stopped and everything. That sounds wonderful. But, when you compare it to biblical prophecy, we know that there is going to be a 7-year peace treaty, which is actually done by the Antichrist. So peace over there, I don't know. But either way, I think that the government is gearing up to come up with a fake alien invasion or a fake something. And so I think a lot of what these drones people are seeing are actually from Project Bluebeam. Now, I have a podcast on Project Bluebeam, and I think I don't know exactly remember what I said on it, but to kind of run that down real quick, Project Bluebeam came out with it was in a book in like 1994 by a journalist called Sergey Monast, I think this is how you pronounce his name. Anyway, so he describes Project Bluebeam basically as an experiment by NASA and our government agencies, other government agencies, to lead us into a global government by fooling us into a staged tribulation featuring staged holographic alien invasion. Now this is all to bring about in a fake false messiah to unite all of the religions of the earth, into a one world religion, which the Bible says there's going to be a one world religion. He also talks about that this holographic technology can possibly be felt and touched through different frequencies that can be basically sent out. And these frequencies, the military has stuff now where they can aim it at you, and a frequency comes out and it will knock you to the ground. So they can make frequencies where you can feel them. So these frequencies also, according to him in Project Bluebeam, you're also going to be able to hear things and hear voices and hear different things, and you're going to hear these voices talking to you. So, if they implement this, there's going to be a lot of people who don't know what's going on, who are not Christians, and they're going to be fooled by all this stuff. And I've got a whole bunch of different clips that I'm going to play from different government sources who claim they have no idea what's going on, and they probably don't. Somebody in the government knows what's going on. And the stuff that they're telling you about these drones is basically that they have no idea of anything, but somebody does. So I believe some of these may be real physical drones flying. I don't know. The weird thing about it is if they are real machines flying, it's got technology in it that far surpasses what we're aware of as far as a normal civilian. Because these some people are saying these drones will fly into like the vicinity of their home. They're really big, and they will sit there all night flying, just hovering. And so people have checked on these things, and they're there like at 10 o'clock at night. They're there at 11. They're there at 12. They're literally there 24 hours. So they never seem to land, and they never seem to have to refuel. So obviously, if that was a normal drone, the battery would be dead in probably 15 or 20 minutes. If it was some kind of a military drone running on jet fuel or something, eventually it would run out of fuel and would fall to the ground or have to go land somewhere. So, supposedly these things aren't being refueled anywhere. Nobody knows where they're coming from, or they don't seem to be landing, and they're hovering all over the place. So that is one of the reasons that I believe this could be Project Bluebeam, because once you listen to some of these policemen who are trying to track these things down, they say they send their drone up and they can't find them. And supposedly if you try to take after one of these things, it will either disappear or, which obviously a actual machine with propellers can't just disappear. So I think there are probably some kind of holographic image being shown up into the sky from a location, and it's nothing more than Project Bluebeam. So I've got several different things here, and I've got one little clip here that kind of explains Project Bluebeam a little bit more. So let me let you listen to this and see what you think about this.
Project Bluebeam. Mm-hmm. Can you describe what that is?
It's the ability to stage through very advanced technologies an alien attack or an alien event. And it's a whole series of them. Now, what most people don't know about since late 50s, early 60s, like the Barney Hill case and all that, those were all human assets abducting innocent people made to look alien. And so that psychological warfare was authorized in 1953, 54. 1954, we mastered gravity control. So we started deploying these assets to begin to condition the public that there's a scary threat from outer space. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at Hollywood, Alien, Ridley Scott's the movies. If you want to see a script for what's coming fairly soon, look at the movie Independence Day. Okay. It's right out of central casting for this covert group. So what their whole purpose is to create sort of a global militarized totalitarian superstate of the world fighting another world. It's like War of the Worlds.
So, like he says, it's like War of the Worlds. Well, I have talked about this before, which has to do, of course, I have it in my Flat Earth book, but you have one of the guys that founded NASA, Wernher von Braun. He later in life, before he died, told his secretary that they were planning in the future a fake alien invasion, and they're going to pretend that we need defense against these aliens. And he told her that this was all a lie. Because, I believe that all the space travel that they talk about is a lie. So it's just like this guy here said, he says that these abductions that you've heard about many years ago and people assume they were crazy, they probably did get abducted, but like he said, it was from people. It was from our own government, masquerading as aliens. Now, if some people have seen something in the sky, which wasn't a normal thing, it's not an alien from outer space. I've been saying this for years. It's demonic. It's demonic in nature because this whole thing is a spiritual warfare. Okay? They are wanting a one world government. They're wanting a one world religion, and they're wanting people to be so scared that they think we're at war with an alien invasion, with aliens. And so, they're going to be using this Project Bluebeam to further that. I mean, this was reported on in the 90s, and now we've got all kinds of stuff happening. And so, you've got these drones, but nobody knows anything about them. So you can see here that our government has played a role. I believe that the high-up government has been getting secrets and been getting information from demons for years. Now, do they know that they're demons? I don't know, because, these are atheists. They're ignorant. They're ignorant people as far as spiritually ignorant. So do they really believe it's aliens? Maybe. Are these demons and devils masquerading around as aliens? That's what I think. I think that they're masquerading around as aliens, and they've done this since the beginning. All these Egyptian mythology and all this stuff of these creatures that were gods they worshipped and had power, they're nothing more than, hybrid giants, which other versions of the Bible than the King James refer them to as Nephilim. That's all they are, is a demonic half-breed that knows what's going on, or they're demonic, they are demon, a devil. And so they've been around since the beginning of time, so they know all kinds of stuff. So, all they have to do is say, hey, I can show you how to do this to some covert government group. And, they're either pretending they're aliens or they may just come right out and say, hey, yeah, we're nothing but demons. But either way, these people are all in on it, and they're all looking for this one world government. Because you have to understand that this world is controlled by Satan. Okay, Satan is the ruler of this world. He wants this to happen. He wants us to all fall away from God. That's why they're going to do everything they can to get you thinking that there is no God, there are aliens, and lo and behold, look, an alien invasion. And eventually here, the rapture is going to have to take place of the church. Now, when this rapture takes place, people are going to be like, oh my goodness, the Bible was correct the whole time. Normally you would think that. But I think that the government is going to come up with a big, huge, fake alien abduction type scenario or something. We're going to have people just disappear, things are going to disappear. And I think that this drone thing going on in New Jersey is part of it. I think it's kind of a test to get, you've been indoctrinated your whole entire life with TV, fake news, fake lies in the textbooks, teaching you fake science. All they want to teach you is Big Bang, evolution, the whole thing about the planets out in outer space, and that we've been to the moon, and we've got helicopters on Mars right now. I mean, people believe that because they hear it on TV, because our government says it's true. Well, these government entities that are telling you this are liars, okay? They have an agenda, and it goes all the way back, and it can be traced all the way back to Satan, who wants you to be deceived. It's really just that simple. If somebody was to say, well, Kenny, why would they lie? Well, they're lying because Satan is controlling them. These higher-ups are either working directly for Satan, or they're working for demonic entities who claim to be aliens. Either way, these people are, they're atheists. They don't even believe in God. So somebody tells them, hey, you evolved from a gnat, and that gnat turned into a bird, and the bird turned into, they believe it. They believe it hook, line, and sinker because they're ignorant. Okay? They say, oh, by the way, there was a big bang, billions of years ago from nothing. Nothing blew up into something. And, the guy that came up with this Big Bang theory was a Jesuit priest from the Catholic Church. Okay? It all goes back to the Catholics and Jews, of course, but they don't want you to be saved. Okay? They're going to do everything they can right now, to get you lost. And the Catholic Church is in on it. It's all these priests, Jesuit priests, which are devils, are the ones that came out with this Big Bang theory, came out and supported the evolution theory. And then they come out and support, that there were planets all in outer space, and there's outer space, billions of planets. Earth isn't anything special. Now, the Bible teaches otherwise, okay? The Bible says Earth is the center, but they don't want you to believe that. They want you to believe anything but that, because they don't want you to believe that God is actually closer than you think he is, and he's watching everything you're doing, and, he's... you're going to be held accountable. So if you're not saved, you need to get saved. You need to find Jesus Christ before it's too late. But these guys don't want you to know this. They want you to think about space aliens and you're nothing. You came from nothing. You evolved from nothing. Everything was from a big bang from nothing. And this is actually what the Catholic Church teaches. And to me, it's beyond crazy that anybody could even believe any of that. Anyway, we'll move on to something else here. I have another clip here, a few minutes long. Looks like it's about 6 minutes long. And this has, this is the New Jersey State Senator talking to a news lady about what's going on over there as we speak.
This started as some questions, and now it's reached a point of almost insanity. You think about a United States senator who has to go out with the local police to look for drones. That's where a United States senator is getting information. We had a briefing from the state police, the colonel in the state police. He was frustrated. He had no idea where these drones are coming from. Not only did I call for a limited state of emergency and the FAA shutting down the airspace for drones, but also having the Department of Defense come in and answer questions. If the Department of Defense doesn't know where the origins are for these so-called drones, then we're in trouble. We always thought that if there was something in the air the size of a car, that the Department of Defense would know where it came from, what its origin was, and what its purpose was. Now you have a United States Senator going out with the local police, to look for fireworks at night? That is scary.
It is terrifying. Like Caitlin just reported, President-elect Trump is calling for government transparency, which you are as well. He's saying maybe shoot them down if we don't get any more information. What is your reaction to that?
Well, I would leave that up to the Department of Defense. But how can the Department of Defense not provide information to the public? This is a shock to me. I have a general belief in government, but this is taking me to the end of my belief that government is really being honest. Now, there's been some apparently top secret briefings, right, with Congress people. Now, they come out of that, and I heard Josh Gottheimer come, the representative, and he said, well, I'm not getting a lot of information, but I don't think it's a threat. So my guess is there is information, but they're holding it back. And now what you have is panic. Originally some questions, now you have serious concerns. And at the next point, somebody's going to do something stupid. So the Department of Defense has to come clean with the American public.
So to your point, the FBI says they have no evidence of malicious activity or intent in these drone flights. What is it that they might not be telling us, and why?
Well, no evidence that this is a threat. What does that mean?
Right.
How does that help an average citizen and understand? No evidence of a threat? You mean they didn't do anything sinister yet? Well, yet. Yeah, I probably can make that statement, and I have no top secret clearance. Based on what I've seen so far, looking out my window, it doesn't appear to be a threat to our country. Okay, why? Well, because I looked out the window. That's all I'm getting from the federal government. And every single person, Democrat or Republican, has been calling for the same thing. That's why I have some concern that there is something very secret going on. Because how did the people with the technology have no idea, except it's not, if they're saying it's not a threat, it must be something going on that's real top secret.
So, as you can see for yourself listening to this is a senator there over in New Jersey. He claims that he doesn't know anything, and he's having to go out with the police, to check this stuff out. So I believe it's definitely top secret, all right. And as these pictures keep coming out, people filming these things, they are weird looking. Some of them look like airplanes, but they're just sitting there hovering. Some make noise, some don't. Some kind of look like blimps. Some supposedly look like orbs of light. So, and then of course, I've got different clips from the police trying to find them, and they go up and they can't see them from the drone. It's like they're not there. And of course, supposedly like a helicopter has tried to intercept one, then it just disappears. So the only other logical thing is Project Bluebeam. They are literally being, projected onto the sky, onto the clouds or whatever. They're being projected. So, of course, it's top secret because somebody's running it. Somebody's got the projectors. A normal person doesn't have any ability to do something like that. So, I believe, again, this is a trial run for Project Bluebeam for the end times type deal here. That's what it is. This is literally coming up on the end times biblically, literally right before our eyes. And like I said, I've had this Project Bluebeam podcast out for a long time, and the book's been out since the 90s. And here we go. It's coming to fruition right in front of us. So I think they're going to keep on and on and on, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to scare people. Because like I've said, these things have got lights all over them. They're packed down with lights. So they're not trying to hide. If this was really some type of a covert thing, they would not have 20 lights flashing all different colors all over them and hovering over people's homes and following people around. So they're wanting these things to be seen. Okay? They want them to be seen for some reason. My theory is it's all about fear and it's all about conditioning. Because all these people looking at this stuff, like I said, you've been indoctrinated your whole life with Hollywood movies, about space aliens, and you've been taught your whole life that the Earth is a globe, and there's planets all around us, billions of planets, where all these aliens could be living, when in fact, all of that is fake, nothing but fake, satanic lies. So, anyway, I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to be keeping my eye on these drones. They're calling them everything. They're calling them aliens. They're calling them a threat to this, a threat to that. But I think it's a panic just strictly for the Project Bluebeam and a test run. I don't know. I'm in the dark like everybody else. All I can do is watch and pray. But I think it's the end times. It's end times coming true right before our very eyes. So, anyway, let me know what you think, if I'm way off or not. You can give me an email at truthseekers2012@gmail.com. Go check out our website at kennywilliamson.com, truthseekersministries.org, and we've got a new website out called itsflatbro.com. You can check it out. So, anyway, thanks for listening. I hope this helped you. And again, I'm going to be keeping my eyes on this stuff and watching it. And if anything new comes up, I'll report on it again. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.